Well, it's February, and February is about who wants it more. Everybody's banged up. Everybody's, mentally fatigued, all that stuff. So, got to find some toughness and be able to grind out games. So, I'm really happy that we were able to find a way to win the game. And we had a lot of mistakes, a lot of blown coverages defensively, but holding them to 59 points is huge. They're a team that can really fill it up. And then also just finding ways to score. We missed shots like usual, but we didn't let it completely get in our head, and we were able to bounce back and get a win.
You brought up toughness a few times there. Where do you see that throughout the night, and just do you think that's the difference?
Yeah, we showed some toughness tonight for sure. I thought, Mariah, I thought her energy was great. Mariah was really aggressive on the defensive end. Offensively, she was constantly talking to her teammates and just trying to will the team to win. I thought Abby J showed a lot of toughness. Started out a little slow, but we just started pounding it inside against that zone. Obviously, they're trying to pack the paint, and I told them exactly where the gaps were going to be, and we found Abby J, and she was able to, score at a high clip. And then Bryce started off really slow in the first half, and I really challenged Bryce. I haven't had to do that in probably like 3 years, but I really challenged her to step up on the defensive end and just bring her energy, and she did. And she was a big part of why she started willing our team to win, and our energy came back because Bryce was holding everybody to a high standard, including herself. So sometimes the stats don't really show exactly what goes on within the team, but I thought those kids showed a lot of toughness. Maya fought really hard today. She was tough. But yeah, that's the difference. They were getting a lot of 50-50 balls in the first half, and that was something we needed to clean up. I thought we started the third quarter with a lot of aggression and energy, especially on the defensive end. So that kind of changed the game for us a little bit.
And touching on that, you guys didn't look like yourselves for a lot of that first half, but immediately there in the third quarter, you're able to come out. Were you noticing that? Just you guys not looking like yourselves? The girls kind of touched on that.
Yeah, we weren't clicking on either end really, but especially defensively. I thought. If you watch us play, you never really see people getting wide open layups off of cuts. Even if they do get open, somebody's like scrambling in there and flying in there trying to block a shot or something like that. And we were just kind of watching people, and they were getting wide open layups. So that's very uncharacteristic of us, and obviously that's not something that is acceptable. So, it was addressed, and we came out with way more energy, and that helped propel us to a win.
I know that the turnovers are also uncharacteristic with the 23, and everyone who played for you had one tonight, but they had 23 as well, so just kind of a sloppy game in that regard.
Yeah, they turn the ball over, though. That's something they usually do. For us, the last, I want to say 3 games, honestly, since we played at SIU, then played here versus SIU, and then tonight, we've really been turning the ball over at a high clip. And tonight, when we played SIU, they're physical, and they're a very good defensive team. Not that Drake isn't, but they're in the zone, and we were just throwing the ball all over the place. It's different when people are denying you and pressuring you. Drake wasn't necessarily doing that, so it was very frustrating that we couldn't really find the spots, and we're forcing passes and everything like that. But once we got into a better rhythm, I thought that cleaned up, and then we kind of had like 4 turnovers down the stretch that were just bad, but it's something we got to clean up. But I like that our assists were higher, and we're back to where we need to be with that. 17 assists on 24 baskets is pretty good. But we'll clean up the turnovers, and I think that's also a lot of just this is the first time you've seen our whole team out there, even on the bench, dressed. People that besides Abby Hip and Jazz, and Taylor, who's redshirting. But we were able to actually start practicing together. So we just got to have that group in practice so that we can get better, understand where to throw the ball, understand where people need the ball, things like that. So some of the turnovers are just people not used to playing with people, to be honest, and not knowing where to get on the ball.
I know it was tough at the free throw line tonight, which is pretty uncharacteristic of Mariah, and then Abby, they calmly sank theirs at the end, and that was the difference in the ball game.
Yeah, it's winning time. We're a team that wants to win and that is used to winning. So if you want to win, you got to defend, rebound, hit free throws down the stretch, especially when you're up and people are trying to foul you. So at that point, it's just a gut check. We work on free throws all the time. It doesn't matter if we've been struggling all game. You want to win the ball game, you got to hit shots, and people stepped up with confidence. We were giving each other confidence in the huddle because I knew they were obviously going to try and foul us, and I said, it doesn't matter who gets the ball. It doesn't matter if you made a free throw tonight. You're going to make this shot. And happened to be Abby J, who hadn't made a free throw, and she hit those 2 shots. So Mariah hit 2 big ones, Bryce hit 2 big ones, Jen hit 2 big ones. You got to be able to hit shots down the stretch.
And obviously, we talked about protecting your home court. that'll be huge again on Sunday, and a chance to get revenge from an earlier loss.
Yeah, of course, it's always a payback game if you lost, but this is a very important game because obviously SIU. I mean, yeah, you and I just lost to SIU, so we're tied. You know, and this is a control your own destiny situation for us. And so if we want to win a championship, you got to come ready. We can't start slow like this against a team like you and I. That's a team that can really score at a high clip, and you know they're physical on defense. They mix things up. They run a lot of sets. They're obviously probably going to be fired up after a loss at SIU. So we got to just make sure we come out and be competitive. Some of these shots that we're missing, they just got to, you know, just focus and finish. That's all I keep telling them, really focus and finish. Because layups, wide open layups is pretty frustrating to keep missing those. So at some point, we just got to be tired of that and be able to put the ball in the hole.
You like the doubters, don't you? Is this people
Oh,
counting
yeah.
out right now?
Yeah, you know, we love the doubters. Haters, as our kids call them. You know, just as fuel to our fire. We know what we have in this program and what we have in that locker room. And yes, we're missing big pieces with the ACL tears, but what we have is enough. And you know, we're gonna stay together no matter what, no matter who doubts us. It actually just rolls off our shoulders, to be honest. We just know we got to stay together as a unit and also continue to enjoy each other and, you know, continue to laugh, have fun in the face of adversity. Because once they learn that skill set now, it's not even about basketball, it's about life, you know, and them being able to do that when life hits.
What about the challenge of this year? I mean, the previous two, you guys were dominant, win every Valley game last year, but this year, there's been a few adverse moments. Just how is this one, how have you been able to enjoy the challenge of this year compared to, I know the previous years weren't easy, but just the challenge of what you guys are going through this year to be having to chase for a championship at this point?
I mean, you got to embrace the challenges. Every year I've been here has been difficult, you know, for whatever reason. And last year in a back-to-back situation, and even though we made it look easy outside looking in, I mean, that was a very, very difficult year with so much adversity. And then this is no different. So we're used to fighting through adversity. I think we fight better when people doubt us. So that's kind of how it was the first year. Everybody doubted us. Oh, they just got hot, you know, new coach, this and that. So we're better, I guess, that way. Even though we were picked first to win the conference, and teams that come play us are going to give us their best shot regardless. But now they think they can beat us, you know, and it's, oh, Missouri State's down. Let's go get a W. But I mean, at the end of the day, we do so many things to enjoy the journey together that's off the court, the bonding, the fun that we have together, the games, all that stuff. So that's just as important, because if you just keep coming in with the same grind on the court, everybody's going to get tired, they're going to get mentally worn out. So just keeping them mentally fresh and trying to have fun while we continue to work hard.
That off, Coach.
Mariah, just being able to pull off a game like that, just kind of always a mood in the locker room.
Honestly, just like gratitude and just congratulating or giving props to like everybody, and from the bench to whoever was playing, whether they played the least amount of minutes, just giving everybody props and saying it's like it's a team win.
After the first half, it just kind of seemed slow for you guys. Didn't seem like the team that we've been used to seeing in the first half, but you guys came out in the second. Was there an emphasis there and at halftime, just kind of coming out with that?
Oh, for sure. Like the emphasis of just being ourselves, like you said, like being who we are and just getting over that hump. Like they came ready to play, so we got to be ready to play also.
After 5 seconds left and you're at the free throw line, and it had not been a good free throw shooting night for you guys as a team, what was your approach there, and what did you think when you saw that first one go in?
Just focus and finish. Like, we need these two to, you know, secure the game. So just focusing, finish it for my team.
You both smiled when we said free throws. It was something said there.
Well, yeah, because the free throws are bad. Like, yeah, it was pretty bad, but he got there.
But, I mean, you guys normally aren't like that, so
Yeah.
it's just an off night, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hey, we made it when it counted.
Yeah,
So it was like,
yeah.
that's what we needed.
Did you guys feel off tonight? I mean, defensively, the numbers kind of, in the first half especially, but numbers didn't really look like what we're used to seeing from you guys. You guys kind of brought up just trying to get back to ourselves. Do you guys feel like you weren't yourselves at times?
I feel like it just took us time to get into the game a little bit. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think like we let Drake dictate the game for the first half, and so like that's not us. We usually dictate games, so I think like that's when we're not feeling like ourselves, when we're letting another team dictate the game.
It seemed like a lot of held balls on both teams tonight, so is that your defense forcing them into a lot of them, or them forcing you into a lot of them as well? It just seemed a little bit sloppy on that end.
If it went in our favor, then that's what we forced them into doing then. So if it went in our favor, then we forced them to do it.
You see 23 turnovers each team on that. Just kind of, it was just different both ways. I don't know if you guys believe in like an ugly win, or just how the feeling is kind of after that when you're able to pull that off.
I think after a win, after a loss, you always got something that you need to work on. So like that's something we're going to have to key in, because thank God, like I mean, we pulled out this win, but we don't want that to come and bite us, and when we really need to be taking care of the ball.
And you guys, of course, know that Sunday you turn around and play a team that beat you guys, and it's still trying to win a championship, and you need it tonight, you need Sunday to really stay in it. Just kind of how do you shift the focus now?
We come back tomorrow, we get some recovery in, and we just like focus up for you and I, because it's definitely a big game for us.
And having a whole team, or just minus the ACLs, of course, but you were all out there tonight. It just had to feel different, you guys being kind of at full health for where you can be at this point.
It felt good. It felt good, like just seeing like everybody out there, and just, yeah, it felt good for everybody.
Abby, you have a good night tonight. Just kind of when a lot of the offense is struggling, just how do you feel just the way you were able to carry a lot of the offense?
Score for my team, finish. That's what we've been needing. Inside scoring and like making the baskets. We've been missing a lot, so I'm trying to focus on like finishing.